Well, today for Fireside Chat, we go into a different space. There's been a lot of news about contamination, a lot of news, and one of the guys that keeps bobbing up in these articles is a chap who's the CEO of Integrated Waste, and that is Mr. Joe Borelli. So we have Joe with us today. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you, Anthony.
All of the news about sites blowing up, the new urban construct development that's next to some fertiliser that could go up in smoke, the contaminated soil, the contaminated air. Now, you must know something about all of this space. What can you share?
I can share about the contaminated soil if you like.
Okay, let's go.
There is soils obviously in locations in industrial sites around Adelaide. The one on North Terrace that we just completed in our new Dublin facility that we launched in October. The materials are sent to our building.
Whereabouts in North Terrace?
The new medical centre.
Oh, okay.
So
yep.
that job's just been completed and all the contamination from that site's gone. It's on our site.
Do you dig it up?
Yeah, they excavate it, correct, into trucks.
So it's just soil, looks like soil?
That's all it is. It's just soil with nasties in it. It can be lead, it can be a bit of arsenic, it can be a little bit of, whatever.
Is this from paints and oils and stuff?
Correct, from old industrial operation or rail yards. I mean, let's face it, it's down by a rail yard, so
yep.
there's all sorts of materials that would have leaked over the years.
Well, years ago, people wouldn't care?
Well, it's not they didn't care, they just didn't know. I mean, permapine posts were treated with arsenic, so that they wouldn't rot. Today, we don't use that. We have a better system of doing it. So
I've got heaps of permapine.
Good ones or bad ones?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you better get them tested.
So all the landscape people now that are doing...
They wouldn't be using ones that are arsenic-based.
Let's just go there for a minute. So you've bought a home with permapine retaining walls?
Yes.
Or a permapine cubby house?
Yes.
How old before it's danger and being arsenic?
Well, it's not. It depends how it was created. Wrong word. It depends where you got it from and how old the permapine posts were. Most of the modern stuff today isn't treated with arsenic.
Yeah, but what about
the old
20
stuff?
years
Yeah,
old?
it would
15
be.
years
Yes,
old?
Definitely.
So cubby house, it's how many years old before it's potentially dangerous?
I'd say 10 years and back would definitely have been
Joe,
treated.
there's heaps of them.
I know that. And, I mean...
The kids would chew on the doors and stuff.
Well, hopefully they don't.
But they do.
But they get... Well, then that's not a...
But this is what we want to hear about.
It's not advisable.
This is TOOP TV. We want to get some scoops going here.
Okay.
So what happens when you want to get rid of your cubby house? Do you have to check it?
We have a dedicated cell at Dublin where we dispose of it in an area. It's deep buried and it's put to rest, and it doesn't create any more impact to the environment.
So you don't stick it in your barbecue?
No, definitely not. And you don't burn it.
I'm serious.
I'm very serious too. You don't. We have the vignerons are now looking at replacing them. Obviously, it's a massive expense, as you would know.
Yeah.
And look, slowly it'll get there with the economy the way it is. I mean, unfortunately, Mother Nature doesn't understand economics, but we live by economics. So it's got to be a balance.
So is there a prescripted way to get rid of permapine?
Yes, there is.
I bet it's expensive.
It's not cheap, no.
Right, permapine, that one I didn't know about. Now let's get back to the soil.
Yes.
You take the soil out.
Yes.
You take it away somewhere.
To our facility at Dublin.
And you dump it somewhere else and no one knows?
No, we have a 2,500 square metre building at Dublin that is totally enclosed. It's double lined so that no purlings. So then any dust that would normally sit on a purling or a steel beam can't be, because we wash it down after the end of every job. So we collect every little bit. No, we're not. So we have a total aerated system which changes the air quality every 30 minutes. So to ensure that any odours and dust and everything are contained within the building. There is no impact to health for the guys that are working in there. They're all PPE.
They're masks?
Yes, they are. And so what we do there, we've got a machine called a rotator, which is like a big blender. So the soil and the agent, the mixing agent, will go into, depending what the soil has. These tests are done in the lab prior to doing it in the field. That's a bonding agent, which bonds together with the soil. Then that soil, once it's been tested again, is now deemed to be low level contaminated soil. We have a triple lined world-class low level disposal cell at Dublin. So we take it out of the shed and put it to rest in the triple lined cell, which we then monitor for a minimum of 100 years. So the liability stays with us. So that's how I mean, we have
This is
monitoring
huge.
bores all around the site, so we're serious about what we do.